We've heard a lot lately about what happened in Virginia recently, where voters elected the nation's first openly transgender state lawmaker. But perhaps less well known is the role Milwaukee County Executive Chris Abele played in that race. Abele donated nearly $200,000 to the winning candidate, Danica Roem. Roem, a Democratic newcomer, defeated a Republican incumbent in Virginia's House of Delegates. Chris Abele is chairman of the Gay and Lesbian Victory Fund, and he joins us today on Up Front. Mr. County Executive, good to have you back on the program.
Great to be here.
So why did you feel so strongly about this race? $200,000 is a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. Well, the Gay and Lesbian Victory Fund exists nationally to support LGBT candidates. As probably a lot of your viewers know, the United States doesn't have a lot of transgender elected officials. That same Tuesday that Danica won, the nation doubled the number of elected transgender officials around the country. Danica's race was particularly important, though, because this is the highest state level office that any transgender candidate has made. And as I said often when I was asked about it, I support Danica because she'll be a great representative for her district. She'll be great for Virginia, but also because she's a first.
That's important to you.
It is important, and it's important to the movement. We have had a first woman candidate, a first African American candidate, a first gay candidate. One thing they all have in common is they make it easier for other folks who are, women or African American or Hispanic or gay or lesbian to follow. And for Danica, one of the reasons also I enjoy this race is during the campaign, the only person to bring up the fact that Danica was transgender was not Danica, it was her opponent, who regularly made an issue of it. Her opponent is someone who has said that disabilities are God's punishment for abortion, that he was Virginia's chief homophobe. And what did Danica talk about? Danica talked about Route 28. And local issues and how to solve them. And the night that Danica won, she was asked by a reporter essentially to criticize her opponent, and she said, "I don't criticize constituents, I listen to them." Trump's a constituent.
One of the interesting things I read, and you'll have to tell me if this is true, is that one of the donations you made for a fairly substantial chunk of change came while you were at the White House for another meeting. Is that true?
Yeah, it is true. Yeah, I was there for the Foxconn signing with a whole bunch of Wisconsin folks and a lot of folks in the Wisconsin delegation. And the reason I made the donation is
$50,000?
$50,000. That was the day, that morning, that President Trump had said via Twitter his transgender ban for the military. And I texted Danica and I said, "Hey, I'm in the White House right now, and the reason I'm here is to sign a deal that I do think is going to be good for the state of Wisconsin." But not I or Senator Baldwin or Mark Pocan, Congressman Pocan, or any of the Wisconsin folks had any idea that this morning also the president would tweet what he did. So probably better than any way I could express it otherwise, here's $50,000 more in your campaign, go win.
What do you think that this says about the electorate in 2017? What, if anything, does her victory say?
Well, I'm hoping what it says is this country more openly embracing equal protection under the law, that we support candidates by the merit and by virtue of what we believe they can do to serve their country, not by the color of their skin, their gender, or their sexual preference. We're finally realizing that we gain nothing by limiting the pool of talent that we can put in office to serve us in government. This isn't about party, it isn't about right or left, it's about a fundamental premise of this country. We're about citizenship and a shared embrace of ideas, individual liberties and freedoms, that we judge people by what they do, not where they're from. And I thought this was a big step forward for that, and I was proud to be part of it.
Milwaukee County Executive Chris Abele, we appreciate your time today. Thanks very much for being with us.
You bet. Thanks for covering this.
And coming up next, the possibility of a first in Wisconsin state politics.